I always thought that I was gonna do it. And I never let go of that. You know, like I always thought, I'm gonna do this. And no one's gonna stop me.
I remember how it started, back at the end of May. It was such a lovely day. I was in a small cafe.
Suddenly people were interested in her, just a couple of labels. And we were happy with that because we were really freaked out.
I remember really vividly her playing at a show in Camden. I mean, she was 13 and it was the most amazing pre-signing show I've ever seen. It was ridiculous.
Say goodbye to me outside on the land. Let the world see the light.
In an amazingly musical way, she would sort of silence the room and everyone would like shut up and listen to these beautiful songs that she'd written. Clearly she was a natural, she'd been doing it since the age of 3 or 4 and had this thing about, it was all about giving you her feeling of the song. Interpreting songs at a really young age is a really, really rare thing that lots of artists never ever get to.
She just writes about what she knows, what she sees, what she feels, what she goes through every day. She isn't trying to be anything for anyone. Everything that she writes comes across as very sincere and very honest.
I think she just had so much to say for somebody of her age, and it was more her character and the way she delivered it. I was just really blown away by it. When we first met, I think Mahalia was 17, and I spent the first year figuring out whether she wanted a career or not. I think she was floundering a little. She just really was struggling, like where she lived, what she was doing, who she was working with.
I just moved to London. I didn't really have any money and I didn't really have any friends. I went there thinking that something was going to happen and it just didn't. I really felt like the industry was ignoring me because I'd been signed for 5 years by that point, so I think I'd expected something to have happened. And the industry is a strange place. It's a strange industry to grow up in and a strange industry to be a girl in as well, with so many people always looking at you. I just felt really alone. You know, it's so difficult to kind of look at something and go, how do I build this myself? I had these moments of being like, okay, I'm gonna write my album now, but I didn't know how to do it. And then I wrote my kind of proper debut single, which was called Sober, which kind of kicked everything off. It was absolutely mental.
Now that I am sober, I take back what I said. I'm sitting with this love hangover. Boy, it's hurting my head.
We were gathering music for Mahalia very early on and sort of getting it to her. Suddenly a 30-second snippet of something appeared on her Instagram and it was her singing the chorus of Sober over this beat that she kind of picked out. And she was doing it in a particular way and wearing a beret and looking amazing. And to me, suddenly I was like, oh, that's the whole start of her album career. Felix Joseph was, I guess, ended up executive producing the album, and he was hugely important.
I think Felix brought out something in her that most of these other people didn't. And then as her confidence grew, I think she became more certain about the kind of record that she wanted to make. And Felix and so many other amazing people contributed to either the songwriting or the musicality of it.
So I heard about her in 2013 and then eventually met her in 2017 and was immediately like, oh my God, this girl's sick. The idea of an album was really, really important for her. Thinking about the process of the album, the majority of the stuff was done over here at this place called the Doghouse. A lot of the kind of key records were done there. In the States, Good Company, that was a song that we did in LA. So it was just like really natural and we were just like trying to do something a bit different and we kind of picked a beat that was like a bit kind of out of Mahalia's comfort zone. You know, we could try and do something along this kind of vibe and she was up for it.
When we were first chatting about the sort of things that we wanted to focus on and tell about the album, it wasn't just making it a pop record and just slapping it out there and moving on to the next thing. It was about telling a story through a body of work.
And we're just regular people. I don't see nothing wrong with being regular people.
Regular People is a real standout track on the record. Hamza and Mahalia especially have this incredible connection and relationship.
Regular People, I feel like when she sent me the song, I was like, okay, cool, instantly I'm on it. And not just because it sounded cool, but I think the message behind the song is something that, you know, a lot of us are trying to come to terms with. She says, put your hands up if you love your skin, what you wear, what the clothes you're in. Something that I'm personally trying to like get over and to like embody, I guess.
Put your hands up if you love your body. Put your hands.
Funny thing that happened around album delivery time was that we thought we were done, had it in the bag. I think it was like late on a Friday night, I get a text from Bernadette, Mahalia's manager, and she's like, hold fire, Ella May's just text.
I think Mahalia had called everybody to see if we thought we could include Ella in it. And Ella just did the most fantastic verse and chorus on What You Did, which has given us a different story in America at this point.
Down on what you did, what you did. Yeah, you know I love you, but I can't forgive. You could tell me stay, but I have to go. 'Cause I would not expect someone to stay around if I let them down.
I think my album was when I felt most whole, you know? And I was genuinely proud of it.
I'm so speechless when it comes to this album. I think it's timeless. I think it's going to be a classic.
She is just so sure of herself, and I love that. And I think her message to other young women, it says that as well. And I think it's such a rare thing to find someone who just knows who they are and is unapologetic about it.
She's influential in a way that I think we won't really realize for like another 10 years when you see more girls from quiet little towns that might have issues with confidence or body image and have found a way to kind of realize that through Mahalia's music and then create something as a result of that. That's when you're gonna know what Mahalia did for people. Until then, just enjoy the journey.
I just feel like I've been building and building and building and changing, and from how I perform to how I talk to how I appear just on stage. I just feel like it's been changing constantly, and I feel like I've really been building up to this point. I feel like I'm at the top of the cliff, about to jump off.